Hey, welcome to the Gear Slum. This is Aaron. This is going to be a little bit of a different episode. This is from NAMM. We were hanging out in the house that we stayed at with the guys from Sinusoid and the guys from 60 Cycle Hum and a couple other dudes and Matt Hoops from 1981 Invention. So this is the second half of a conversation that we had with the guys from 60 Cycle Hum. I think at this point, Steve had actually pretty much fallen asleep and gone to bed. So we kind of went off the rails for a little bit, and then luckily Matt Hoops came in and saved the day with some questions towards the end. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster. You'll see that we're pretty excited at the beginning to get some food. It had been a very long day at NAMM, the last day on the floor pretty much. We were all ready to go home. We were all exhausted. We were all a little bit loopy and out of our minds. But this is it. This is our conversation. This is our hangout time with Matt Hoops from 1981 Inventions and Ryan Burke from 60 Cycle Hum, and the ghost of Steve, who had recently left his body, and he was sleeping. So here it goes. Have fun.
But it is very much a rat.
It's not a rat.
Yeah.
But it is a rat. It's not.
He says it's not a rat. Oh,
More
got
in and out?
It is a rat.
But
He
it's
says
not
now.
like a rat.
He says it's not a rat. Then
But
he
it's
says
like
it
a
is a
rat.
rat. Matt Hoops and Andy
It's
Kim
more
just
s-
walked in with a ton of in and out.
It's the spirit of the rat.
And Clint, dude,
guys
It uses an LM308
it's
though?
the spirit of the rat.
It doesn't. Okay.
It doesn't, bro.
It simulates an element.
Give this guy
Okay.
a mic.
It stimulates a rat.
Matt Hoops.
Hello, guy.
This is Matt
Got some
Hoops.
French fries in my mouth.
You know, Mike.
It's fine. It's the Gear Slum.
Why
now.
did you
Matt's
give
the only one that can get away with that.
Steve is asleep. Take his mic.
Yes.
He's praying.
Let me tell you guys about the LM308. I love the LM308. I measured some of my favorite LM308s and tried to recreate what was happening in some of my favorite LM308s via filtering. So now
And you did that by stimulating a rat.
I use the TL072 now. No actual rats were stimulated.
You have a virtual rat stimulator?
I-
Try to stimulate it.
I do love rats. I have done all the rat mods. I don't think that I've done any of the common rat mods in my pedal.
What do you guys? What do you think of
fancy.
keeping rats as pets?
I'm not for it.
You're not for it.
No.
What about food?
That's a
For
strong,
myself.
That's a strong stance
Keeping
to take.
them for food?
Treating them
That's
to
just
eat
weird.
eventually.
Yeah, that's weird.
Phil's
We have In-N-Out right here.
Phil's
for-
Yeah, we
parents
do.
are time travelers. We've discovered they probably lived in a time at some point where people ate rats. What was that like, Phil?
I wasn't there.
People still
Oh,
eat rats now,
interesting.
just not in America.
Did they-
If
did
you
they-
could look
was it
outside
like
of
a-
your own myopic
Was it like
view
a
of the
date
world?
where they left you in a different time and they just like went like
Your parents left you to go on a date
in a different time?
at a different time.
Or was it before? Wait. Was it before you were born or after you were born or both?
Because we're talking about my timeline, it's before.
before?
No, you're talking about your parents' timeline.
And my parents existed before, had lives before I was.
No.
But when they ate
When
rats,
your parents leave you and go to the past, they're not in your timeline anymore. They're in their own timeline.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. On their timeline, they did all of those things before he was born.
I'm saying like
Guys.
if your parents are time travelers, they can leave you behind with a babysitter and go to another time on
Yeah.
a date and
That's
eat,
what I'm saying.
and eat rats and then come back and it'll be before you were born. Maybe
that sounds like a
Speaking
dope
of the
date, by the way.
timeline, we went to
I picture him,
yeah. Why are
I
they eating
picture
rats?
him like they
Speaking
have a
of
rat in the middle of the table
timeline,
with two
speaking of the
straws coming out of it,
timeline, we went to the Strymon booth.
and we did nothing there.
Timeline.
What's wrong with you, Aaron?
And
You're
we
a stupid person.
dude, we checked out the new phaser, the Volante
yeah, dude.
phaser.
A volante.
The Volante.
Volante.
And that Volante phaser was crazy. It does so many phases.
It phases so much.
It was you try to phase that pedal and it's not even phased.
But the thing
it
is,
phases so good.
But the
It
thing
puts
is,
it back into phase.
It and unphases.
But as a big box Strymon, you can phase the phasing.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
what makes it great.
It set
I know.
phasers to stun with.
I mean, it was stunning.
Cut that. Let me go. Let me run it again. It stunned. No, that's worse. It set
Can you just
phasers.
shut up?
It set phasers to fun.
Ah, yes. That was bad. That was bad.
Matt.
Oh, speaking of that,
You guys want to mention
we
your
should mention our
sponsors?
sponsors. This episode
should.
of the Gear Slum is sponsored by Sinusoid, Andy Kim, Pro Audio Couture. We're also now officially, apparently, sponsored by 1981 Inventions. Thank you.
That's the year I was
Andy.
born.
Oh, gross. Yeah, In and Out. Oh, thank
straight
you,
up?
Matt.
Oh, word.
Matt
guys
just bought us
brought
In
in-
and Out, bro.
So much in and out.
I will
Oh,
eat
we
some.
get to eat
We
it.
don't have to eat it. I want to stop recording right now and eat it, and then come back to record.
I don't want to do
This
that.
episode is also sponsored by the Gabrielle Tenorio String Company.
TJ Maxx.
Check out their pure nickel strings. Put them on your Strat.
Oh,
Put them on your
nickel,
Telly.
nickel.
Put them on your Jazzmaster.
Put them on your
Put
face.
them on your acoustic.
Put them on your piano.
Put them on your face. Find an offensive symbol. Put them over that symbol.
to cover it.
Cover it up.
Cover it up.
Like that one that they're making in the
Yeah.
Sabian booth.
This is Gear Slum.
Such an offensive symbol.
So offensive. That symbol was like orally offensive.
Orally. Yeah, orally.
Orally.
Sonically offensive.
Yes, orally. Not orally.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
Aaron was orally
Oh,
offended
really?
by that.
I'm never orally offended.
Okay, let's come back to this.
Let's put a pin in it.
Okay.
No.
Wait, are
Bro,
you
wait,
actually
no,
stopping?
no, it's not
We're
easy.
good. We're
It'll
fine.
Be fine. Let's keep going.
We've only been going like 10 minutes.
We're
20
gonna-
minutes.
If we take a break to eat, when we come back, we're going to be so lethargic. and
That's true.
We're going to
Yeah.
be ready for bed.
Guys, we're
I
not going
want
to
to
take
fall
a...
asleep with In-N-Out cheese in my mouth.
This episode is finally sponsored by Gun Street Wiring Shop. Sean
Woo-hoo!
Arbo.
Bang, bang.
You guys know about Gun Street, right?
Yeah, they're our sponsor too.
Yeah. What do you
Just
like
not
about
on
them?
this, just not on the week that we recorded our previous episode.
Yeah.
Well, buckle up.
Here we go.
Buttercup.
Go on.
Well, I was just going to talk about Hugh O'Kane. So, Hugh O'Kane, I'm not remembering any of our Hugh O'Kane jokes.
Yeah, you did a real good job with that.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Phil, can I
segment.
ask you?
Great segment.
Are Hugh O'Kane?
Well, I have no idea what you guys are trying to do right now.
Either. I'm
Listen,
utterly confused.
I'm so
Will
glad
said
we're
listen, but
I'm
I
so
don't
glad
think
we're
he
in
was
your
ready for
podcast
us to
now.
actually listen to him.
I say it 50 times an episode.
The one time we actually
And
decided
nothing
to
ever
listen
happens.
to him.
Phil
Yeah,
is
exactly.
intent
Thank you.
on
Not ready.
bringing this podcast to a screaming, screeching, bloody halt every few minutes, but
As
then he
they
doesn't
say.
say anything.
Really? Is that what?
Yeah,
I do, Aaron?
Phil, that is
what I
what-
do, Aaron?
we're still
Yeah,
we're
Phil.
still in your sponsorship spot. Are you guys aware of that?
Have you listened to this podcast before?
Are we?
You tell me.
I think
We're not
doing okay.
joking when we
Put
say
Gun Street
Steve
Wiring in your Strat.
Steve
Put it in
Rao
your Telly.
has
Put
fallen
it in your
asleep in such a
Jazzmaster.
cute position. His
Put
arms
it in
are
your
folded in front of
acoustic.
him with
He
the
swears
microphone.
he's just tired. He's not falling
He's
asleep.
about as cute as that girl jumping on cases right now.
You can't even see his feet, and you're saying that.
I know. That's what I'm.
And he's motionless.
That's how you know it's real.
I've seen.
I
This
feel like we're objectifying Steve.
I've seen this before in Steve. I've seen Steve knocked out. It's usually because of booze. Like this is.
Phil has his arms crossed in a very offensive symbol.
I think
this
you just
moment.
said Phil
kind
has
of
his arms
impressive
crossed.
He's able to make that a symbol.
Did I say
Two
Phil?
arms,
You did.
What's your
That's
guys?
because you are.
What's your guys' favorite emoji?
But also Steve.
Like, what's your go-to emoji?
My go-to emoji is this one.
That's a good emoji.
Yeah.
He acted it out, so no one listening can know what it is. Yeah, good emoji.
Can you tell me based on my acting what it was, what emoji it is?
The crying, smiling face.
Yes, the laughing, crying, but the twisted one.
Yeah.
The slanty.
Whoa. I know Steve fell asleep, but come on. It's offensive, dude.
What's yours? What's your favorite?
He's looking at
emoji. Phil. Ip.
I'm going to go dragon dancing lady.
Is that a lady dancing with a dragon or a female dragon dancing?
It's two different ones. There's a dragon. And then there's the dancing
a
lady.
double emoji.
Oh, well, you
ever
said
dance
dragon
with a
dancing
dragon in the
lady.
pale
You
moonlight,
paused
Aaron?
at the wrong part. I'm going to go with dragon
Don't
dancing.
tell me when I paused correctly or incorrectly.
I will, and I did.
Don't.
And I have.
Don't.
I want to
That's
ask. I want to ask Matt something.
He doesn't have
So-
a microphone. Oh, here we go.
You just killed
Yo,
my
yo,
topic.
yo.
I had a cool topic, and you
So
killed
your
it.
topic sucked. So you're
Ryan's
you're
got the poop
here,
emoji.
sort of.
Cole
sharing-
likes the donut.
We're sort of,
My favorite emoji
colleagues,
is shrug.
cohorts.
I use it for everything.
Noise.
Yes.
You've listened to us record a couple episodes.
I'm
of our
so
podcast.
sorry.
We're sort of here staying in the same place as you, ostensibly kind of on equal footing with you. You're a highly successful guitarist and also making pedals. How does it make you feel after listening to our podcast that you're stuck in the same house as us?
You know what?
And you have such a legitimate reason to be here at NAMM.
Andy, what did I say when we got in the car?
You said you genuinely like everybody in the house.
Everybody?
We generally like you too.
Everybody.
If I'm being honest, up until this morning, I was not convinced that Matt liked me. Only because I was not on my best behavior yesterday, and I told some very offensive jokes. And I thought
I'm
it
not
made me
easily offended,
uncomfortable.
but I was very, very tired.
Listen, now,
That makes sense.
Now is in our Facebook Messenger group forever, where we've been doing nothing but saying awful things for like
true.
a month and a half.
That's
and
true.
He's been in there quietly,
Just
like
ignoring us.
silently every day. He
I
gets
also
1,000
don't-
notifications.
I just
also
assumed that
don't
he just
check. I don't
missed it all.
open Messenger very often.
Yeah, I
Good.
assumed
And
he's
I don't
not
have-
scrolling
I-
back and reading all those messages.
And I don't get like notifications, so I
smart.
very rarely will scroll back.
well, don't go back to like
We
last
genuinely like
Wednesday
you,
when
too.
Phil was posting his drawings of you. It's really,
Dude.
I'll
Really
leave that. We'll leave that in the past.
really offensive.
He found a way to mix rats with very offensive symbols.
Yeah. Can I just say I really like Steve, and he looks so adorable
This
right now.
is like class. I wish we were filming this.
We got to take a picture.
I
It's
already
really
did. I put it on Instagram.
It's really nice.
I'm going to live stream it.
We're all going to have to pitch together to carry Steve to bed.
I like
He
Steve
can sleep
extra
here.
because he plays one of my pedals, so like it's a
He bought it
he's-
too, didn't
he
he?
has like yeah.
If I played one of your pedals, it would be
Soon,
because I begged you
soon
for
I
it.
will be playing one.
Like, hey, let me do it, Zen.
Yes,
That's
you're
the
in.
plan.
You guys are all in.
Oh, yeah.
The game,
Matt was actually telling me that he'd love for you to do a demo, but you have to sort of
I can't
up
afford
the
it.
quality a little bit. And
Yeah, yeah.
I've
were
had
able
that.
to-
No, I've had that conversation with builders before. I had that conversation
have? That's
with
interesting.
with Leon.
I need it like 96-bit. Yeah, like full on.
4K.
Yeah, 4K.
Yeah. No, Leon was like,
he means 96 kilohertz. Don't write into the correction box. Just
No,
let
I
it
meant
go.
bit.
Leon when he wanted me to do the Pelotar.
Don't
He was
bit-splain
like,
him.
I love your demo channel. I love what you're doing. Oh, here's some mics you should buy.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't offensive. It wasn't rude or anything. I was like, yeah, I'm going to buy those mics right now. I'm going to use the money that you paid me to buy that mic. Should we take Steve's mic?
Speak.
No, I was just saying, hey, give me Steve's mic. That's all I was doing.
Phil, speak
And I was
louder.
trying to do it
Speak-
off
speak
mic.
extremely loud directly into the mic.
Here's the thing about Phil. He doesn't actually want to be a part of this podcast that's happening right now. He's being very aggressive. He's being very angry. He's making very derogatory comments about my mother and my
I
father.
just made Cole so mad.
Crap all over my cable, dumbass.
He's causing Cole
Cole's
to swear
always mad.
profusely.
You guys
He's
are gonna have to
walking
edit this.
on sunshine. Phil is destroying everything at this moment. Here's why I don't want you swapping pedals, because I got to mix this crap later. And now you're going to be on two different channels.
Swapping
bro.
pedals.
You know I'm at microphones.
Can I just say these sinusoid cables are beautiful?
They are. They're very
They're
flexy.
connecting all of these microphones
Yeah, dude.
There's nothing weird
I've
about
never seen so many beautiful
Sinusoid's
cables
Tech Flex.
Yeah.
in one place.
Sinusoid is literally the only cables I use. In
Same,
fact, I
same.
won some solderless cables. I don't even plan to put them together. I got slivers already.
You're going to take them apart.
And G-inch cables.
When I drive across,
I'm not even going to open the kit. I'm going to
Send 'em
sell it to some
straight-
homeless kid.
Straight to reverb.
Yeah, straight to
You're
reverb.
gonna sell him to a homeless kid?
Well, you don't think homeless kids deserve nice or good cables
No, I
or
was hoping
cables?
maybe you'd give them to him instead of selling them.
I'm not a freaking charity person.
they're homeless, not cashless. They still
I
have
already
money.
donated.
Person? I'm not a charity person.
I already donated money to a charity in order to win that prize. I'm not going to donate it again.
That's a double donation. You can't write it off.
And
Double down.
By the way, thanks to our Patreon crew for giving us money to buy those raffle tickets to win me all those prizes.
how
especially to our patrons who were at the party, who spent more of their own money
yes
for tickets and
for
didn't
tickets
win.
and did not win anything.
Just know that you did win something.
Did you
for
guys
me.
have any like fun fan interactions at NAMM, like people who were excited to meet you or anything like that?
Yeah, Nate Bernicker said that I'm not as entertaining in person as I am on the podcast, so
well, he's
that was
not
cool.
wrong.
Yeah, and to him I say, screw you, dude. I'm
It's
not.
kind of a compliment
I
to your
don't
podcast,
live.
though.
I don't live to entertain you all day. Sometimes I just am walking from one place to the other.
He came to
Being this famous is not easy. It's like sometimes you don't want to be on.
he came to the booth I was working at, and I knew who he was instantly. Like, I know what he looks like, and he then tried to convince me of who he was. He's like,
He showed you a scar.
Oh, right.
he showed me the scars in his
Stigmata.
hands.
That's unfortunate.
I was like, I don't doubt you. I don't need to stick my fingers in there. I'm not a doubting Thomas. I
Can
see
I
the
tell you
scars
guys
in your hands.
a really good story, though?
Yes.
This is what happened. So yesterday, Albert Lanier Mills IV told us a story about this. He said he was at NAMM, and he saw a guy who he thought looked like Sinbad. Is this true? Did I dream this?
No, that's a real
He
story.
said he saw a guy who looked like Sinbad,
Yes.
and then he looked at his badge, and it said Sinbad on it.
Right.
Today, I was walking on the NAMM floor, and I see this guy who's like a normal guy. He does not look like Sinbad. And I look at his
You don't
name
think Sinbad-
tag, and
what
it
part
says
of-
on his name tag, Sinbad, but it's spelled Senbad. And his name is like Sean Badger. And I'm like,
Wait, all
I'm
this
like,
sounds made up.
I'm pretty sure Albert saw this guy in his like deranged state at NAMM, thought he looked like Sinbad, looked down, saw his name tag that also said Sinbad, and thought he legitimately saw Sinbad, because there is no way that Sinbad is at NAMM.
Why?
The real Sinbad?
Yeah.
Why is he?
Is that his Instagram?
It
handle?
is not my
At the
job
real
to
Sinbad.
prove to you
What's more likely?
why
The burden of
Sinbad would
Sinbad-
be at NAMM.
Shazam himself
Shut up.
Did he
is
burn-
at,
Did he Bernstein
Is
Bears
that
himself?
or that he saw this other guy named Sinbad, and in his
Wasn't
fugue
Shazam
state-
Shaq?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
In this universe, Phil will tell us about the other universe where it was Sinbad.
Where
Back
Sinbad
in
made
the
a movie where he was a
1830s.
genie.
He does have
It could
time
be.
traveling parents. Maybe
Oh,
they
sorry,
can travel through
Kazam.
universes too.
Kazam.
I wish you had a mic so people could hear that.
It was just
What happened to your
the
voice?
longest
Mike, so I
silence.
can hear it.
Sounded terrifying.
I want you to narrate a movie with that voice.
Clint Duke lost his voice, and now he's
Clint
trying to
pulled
talk.
a
and he
Phil.
sounds
We're in a
insane.
western
So
now.
Clint Duke is here. He's the resident blues lawyer from
It's Pinniger.
Term Jones and Pinniger, and I'm sure they'll appreciate.
Is it
us.
Pinniger or Pinegar?
It's Pinniger. It's always been Pinniger. Aaron.
I ask every time, and I can never remember.
Like vinegar.
Pine Gar is the
I
stuff
know.
that batters put on their bats.
It's
so
pine
it doesn't-
tar.
Badgers?
it's Pinatar.
Put- what?
Pinatar. This is the
use a lot of-
Pinatar. It's Leon's new pedal, the Pinatar.
Remember how much it was that guy on the Angels who had Pinatar all over his helmet all the time? You know how I'm
Can you
talking
shut
about.
up?
The really tall guy. Oh, I can. I mean,
Am I
I'm just
high
asking.
right now? What
Why
is
is this? I don't understand.
what is happening?
These
know.
sinusoid cables are really nice.
we were telling
natural,
funny
man.
jokes, and then Aaron decided to put a halt to that.
Oh, were you telling
he's-
funny jokes?
Who's like the worst person you saw at NAMM? Like
Aaron.
No, as far as like people
Sinbad.
dressed up weird or something like that, or just being awful.
It was Sinbad. It's a tie between Sinbad, three-way tie. Sinbad, Blue Horns,
Blue Horns.
and yes, Blue Horns, and I can't remember. Oh, and that was
the
it.
dreadlocks.
There was a two.
I think Blue
It's a
Horns
two-part
pants
tie.
counts as another one. Yeah.
Blue Horns is pretty bad.
What about
I
that?
think those were pipes.
What about that woman?
Yeah.
You
What
guys
about
remember
that
those?
woman at
They
the
were like
Carlton booth?
Genco knockoffs.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that he was wearing Raver jeans also.
Of course he was.
Tight shirt, giant jeans.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course. Takes all kinds.
And he looked like 50, right?
And you know what 50 looks like.
I do.
Yeah, dude. 50 took like 9 bullets, and he kept on going. And this dude
No.
looked just like him.
No,
He's like a white 50.
not 50. 50.
I hate you guys so much.
If it's a
Feeling
choice between
neutral.
get rich and die trying, this guy's going to die trying.
Okay, my favorite interaction with a fan was Steve.
Is he a fan? We all looked at Sleeping Steve.
Fan of 60
It was Friday morning. The three of us, Aaron Colin and I, were kind of just giving each other a generally hard time.
okay. I was wondering where that
Where is this going? I don't remember that.
We're giving each other the business.
So you're giving each other a hard time in the morning.
Yes.
I was wondering why my belly button felt so raw.
Oh, yikes.
Wait, are these sex jokes?
Steve.
No.
Oh, okay.
Not technically.
Okay.
Steve
Sinusoid.
You're all technically still
Not
virgins.
technically sex.
and Steve commented, "Do you guys ever turn this off?" Which I took as a genuine compliment, even though I'm pretty sure he didn't mean it that way. I'm pretty sure he meant it as a jab, but
He did follow that up with it. Ryan and I actually hate each other.
We're like Mythbusters. We're like
Yeah.
Mythbusters. Steve's not actually asleep right now. He's just like pretending to be asleep so he doesn't have to like.
This
be
is his
around me.
defense mechanism. He didn't have the guts to just be like, oh, that's it. I can't take it. I'm going to bed. He just like
Wasn't that a
He's-
part?
You guys remember
Possum
Guts?
Remember that?
he's playing dead.
Remember that show Guts?
playing
The Aggro Crag. It was like
Yeah,
a
dude.
Yeah, it was like on
Wait,
Nickelodeon.
the Aggro Crag wasn't that on
I
something
didn't
else
have
too?
cable when I was a kid.
Guts, do you have it?
We were poor.
No, Guts
Yeah, I
was
remember
like
that show.
Do you remember
competition
Double Dare?
show.
I
And
got
if you
dinosaur
won the
cables.
competition, then you got to like the end was the Aggro Crag.
Yeah,
And you had
it
to
was like
run
the
up the
Eliminator on American Gladiators.
Aggro Crag explained to me.
Don't
Dude,
Guts
don't
explain-
Gladiators explain to me either because I was a huge American Gladiators fan.
Dude,
I have
nobody was
seasons
saying
one,
you weren't.
I have seasons 1 and 2 on DVD
Oh, that's cool.
that I convinced my wife to buy for me, and she begrudgingly did because she loves me that much. You don't know what that's like, do you?
No, your wife doesn't even know me. I went the opposite direction.
Gladiator.
That's the opposite. Your
Hardly
mama
know her.
joke. Your mama joke's probably great. I've never even met her. Like, so
That's good.
continue.
What was I
Aggro
talking
Crag?
about?
You were talking about the Aggro Crag, about guts.
Why was
You're
I
saying,
talking
like,
about that?
all up in them guts? Is that
Oh,
what
because
you're
you
saying?
said Steve doesn't have guts.
Oh, yeah.
He would not make it up the Aggro Crag.
No way.
He would die trying.
Do you guys have you guys heard that story? Did we talk about?
I'm
on
about
Double
to
Dare?
join Steve.
the guy on
Dreamland.
the guy on Double Dare who
Mark Summers?
fell
Oh.
and like snapped his leg in half,
No.
and they had to like cut away, and they ended up
Like
not,
lengthwise?
never re-airing. Yeah, it was a really weird break. They cut it
right up the
They cut it
middle.
hot dog style, right down the middle.
Right between the second and third toe.
Yeah.
All the way up to the
Ah,
hip.
I'm flashing back.
No, it cut the third toe
Cutting his
in
hand
half.
open.
It bisected the third toe even. Oh no! And
Right down the nail? That's horrific.
but I guess your big toe is like twice as wide, so it's almost like it's
yeah,
almost
it would
like
go.
you have six
It would
toes.
go between.
Well, now
the
it
toes.
just feels like you're making it up.
So like,
Yeah, the
anyways,
story is
so Double Dare.
The story's changing in real time.
So what
What was I
happened?
saying? This guy snapped. He like snapped his leg, fell down, and started like screaming at the top of his lungs. And
As
the cameras
one
had
does.
to cut away. Yeah, but it wasn't even like a contestant.
That dude
doing
sucks
a
because
bit.
I got hit by a minivan and I didn't even cry.
Yeah, you cried for months about it. You wouldn't shut up about it.
True.
Remember?
You're
Remember
still
when you were
talking about it.
wheelchair?
2 years later.
You're in a wheelchair at NAMM, and we just took you out in the rain and left you
Yes.
there.
I think that actually might be a criminal offense in some cases.
It
That's
is.
like elder. That's like the equivalent of
Yeah,
elder
he
abuse.
wasn't old enough for anyone to convict us.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Phil says, though, it's grass on the field.
Phil is, you can't see this, but Phil is
Eating a
livid
hamburger.
right now. He just threw
Literally
something through the
eating hamburger.
window.
That's not a euphemism.
Phil got up and punched the wall in another room.
He Andy Bernarded the wall.
There you go.
Good.
There you
Phil.
go.
So we've
I
already
get
talked
one
a
of
lot about NAMM.
What's the time count right now? How deep are we?
127.
Damn.
Ryan, language.
January 27th, 1951. 52, sorry. 53.
January 27, 1951. There was a riot on the streets. Tell me where we're young. Stephen Young.
Keep going.
Where was Stephen Young?
Keep going. Where was Steve Young?
No,
Where
Stephen
was-
Young, the guy from the actor from.
You talking about
Walking
Chow
Dead.
Yun Fat?
No, Walking Dead. Stephen Young.
I never heard of that.
He's a person of
I've
that.
I've
of that
never
human?
heard of Walking Dead.
You never heard of The Walking Dead, the TV
No.
show? Oh, that's weird.
What
It's
is
a pretty
it?
popular show.
Explain it like
It's
I'm
about
5
zombies.
years old. Zombie.
It's like a reanimated.
No,
human.
wait, is it about that Cranberry song?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Are you happy
Hey,
with
Aaron.
Are you happy with where that took you? No. Are you feel satisfied?
How do you feel about yourself shutting down multiple things throughout this podcast, but taking that to its conclusion?
Oh my God, Steve's drooling.
That's
I feel
troubling.
bad.
You guys think Steve's been working out? I
Yeah,
think
dude.
so. I've only known him for a couple days, but he seems like he's been working
Yeah,
out.
he's been running.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
Look at those abs.
Have you seen his nips?
I have not.
They're
We're not on that level.
interesting.
They're interesting.
They're unique. I'll just say that.
It's a long story.
So, Aaron, I'm
Can
glad,
we talk
I'm glad
about
you're on board
something on this
with this
podcast?
podcast. You can talk about something. Go
I
for it.
had the fear a while back when we were in my podcast that eventually we'd like
Get to this.
get on the rhythm and like actually be doing like a NAMM gear podcast. And I'm so glad that never happened.
Yeah, it never happened.
So that
Hey,
our podcast can
part
be
of what has
easily
kept
garbage.
that from happening is multiple times saying, "Shut up, stop talking about that thing."
Can I interview you guys real quick?
Please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many of you guys plan on buying the Chase Bliss preamp?
Probably 0.
If it's like
Of us.
$800,
I'm not going to buy it, but I'm really hoping to get one.
I like how Aaron interpreted that question as like he gets to tell you how many of all of us.
Yes.
Probably 0. Instead of like, oh, I'll tell you if I'm going to buy it, and the rest of these men.
It's
can
quicker
speak
than
for
everyone
themselves.
saying no.
Okay.
Well, it's time that.
I would
Everyone's
love
saying
to
no.
have one. I think it looks amazing.
Second question.
Clint's going to buy one.
Will flanger ever be cool?
It will, but it'll last
He
like
means
6
he means
months.
flanger.
He means flange.
Ryan.
Flange.
Flanger.
Flanger is pretty good.
Flanger.
Flange.
Killer.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I love flanger.
I don't think so, Bob.
I used to joke like when chorus became like very hip. I was like joking about jumping on the flanger train. You know, like before it became cool in like Portland, Oregon, or something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
it was
Make
totally a
artisanal flangers.
joke. But then I was like, that's never gonna actually happen.
I
don't
could
think.
legitimately see like tape flange
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
in
No,
like
that's
as
a
a subtle
different
effect,
thing.
but
That's a different
not like
thing.
flanger.
Jet flame.
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
terrible.
I have a Boss. It's called the High Band Flanger, and it's pink, and it's really nice. It just flanges the tops of the frequencies, and it's in some ways more subtle. But when I turn it on, like during a show, I can't stop laughing. Like it's like,
it's so
I
ridiculous.
feel like a ridiculous human, and I feel like I'm playing a bad joke on the crowd, even though no one notices. I'm sure.
I used to drop a heavy jet flanger after my dirt pedals to just like dick with my worship leader.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
And I could feel him cringe when I'd do it, and I'm like, "Ha, that's for him."
No one else
Ryan's a
even
very
knew.
vindictive worship player.
I'd be palm muting like chugga chords is like.
I back that.
This is good. Do you have more questions?
I fully
That was
back that.
okay.
I'm trying to
For
think
the
about-
record,
I
that
think
was a
you're
really
nailing
good
it.
impression of a flancer. Like,
Yeah,
just
it
trying to
was
think
hella
about-
annoying. Just like the real thing.
We're all going to be praising flangers
You-
next year. Now,
you
we're
guys-
gonna
You
be-
guys
have a-
worship.
Yep.
You guys have any thoughts on the walrus phaser? Walrus phaser.
it is the year of the phaser.
It is year of the phaser. How many phasers did we see?
We saw the Fender one. We
Fender
saw
has
the
one.
Strymon Volante.
Strymon has the Volante. The Walrus Lillian. Solid Gold has a new phaser out.
Oh yeah, that's
Who
right.
else?
There were a couple.
The new Chase Bliss and Benson phaser.
Oh
That
yeah,
preamp
dude.
does
Are you
phaser.
going to buy one of those?
Keeley has a new phaser. JHS has a phaser.
JHS came out with 4
Electro
phasers.
Harmonics has a phaser. Everyone.
You're in. Yeah.
GFI has a phaser.
Which is your favorite?
GFS has a phaser.
My favorite phaser was.
They had phasers in the brass section at NAMM. I thought that was
I only
really
played
interesting.
one. I only played the Solid Gold one, which was cool. Did you play that one?
Yeah, I played this all
The
gold one.
Athena?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it is.
I really liked their other 2 prototype pedals they had out.
Yeah, they had cool stuff.
Yeah.
What was the question?
It's kind of
The walrus phaser in particular.
Oh yeah.
Did you
Okay,
guys?
you wanted to
Ryan
know
has
about
played
one
that pretty
phaser.
in depth.
Did you guys get any
I just
experience
listened about
Aaron-
on the
phasers.
walrus phaser?
Aaron Heard, tell me the names.
Wax
of every,
poetic about
every,
phasers.
Every phaser in existence, please. Aaron, have you heard of phasers? How many are there?
I don't understand how questions work. Apparently,
I have personal experience with the Walrus phaser, the Lillian.
how personal?
We went on a few dates,
Okay.
but it just it was mutual.
Past
We're just,
dates, future dates.
we were like,
you always say it's mutual, but it's not really.
but we were both
you know.
agreed to not be friends, but that we enjoyed the
To
dates.
not be friends.
I love how it's like
Let's
agreed
not be friends.
specifically that we would not be friends.
Well, we enjoyed the dates, and there was a little bit of sexual tension, and then just enough that we can't be friends after that. But we can agree
course.
that it was fun, but it's not going to work.
If you're time traveling and you travel back,
I'm
to this-
eventually going to answer your question.
All right, real quick. If you travel back to the same date over and over again, and you go on a date on that date,
Okay.
does that count as multiple dates or
Yes.
one date?
Yes, because
But you travel individually to a person and you date a person who is there. Is that multiple dates or one? Like Groundhog Day. How many dates did he go on with that
dude,
girl?
why don't they make a romantic comedy called Groundhog Date, where it's like I guess 50 First Dates.
It's about a
50
groundhog
First
eating
Dates.
a
Have
date.
you seen Groundhog's Day?
Well, I've seen Groundhog Day. If that's what you're asking, you
No.
stupid person.
Do you guys like the movie
Yeah, I guess that is kind of what Groundhog Day is.
51st Dates? It's about this groundhog that eats 50 dates before eating other
Were they
dates.
good dates though?
bad dates.
All right, so
Let's talk about the Lillian
The
phaser.
Lillian is it's in the classification of like pedals that are like a rock solid example of what they're trying to do. It's a rock solid phaser. It covers like really classic ground.
No,
as a
no.
phaser.
I'm saying, are you excited about it?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all you wanted to know?
Yeah. Just any thoughts
Stop
you
talking
have.
about it. Just answer the yes/no question.
No,
This
just,
was a
just
yes or
any
no,
thought.
and we went down 15 different rabbit trails.
Let me ask
I
you,
love it.
Ryan, you made a demo
I have
for this
question.
pedal,
Do you
right?
think- You've said that twice now, and I thought the first time was just misspeaking. Do you think that the phrase is going down rabbit trails?
I don't care. It's my own phrase.
It is rabbit trails.
It's rabbit holes.
No, rabbit trails
No,
are a
going
thing too.
it's going off on rabbit trails. Like a
You
digression
go off
is a
on-
rabbit trail.
You get off on rabbit trails?
Dude, no. Get off the rabbit hole.
No,
And that's how
no.
a joke evolves.
A rabbit hole is a devolving like spiral. A rabbit hole is a devolving spiral of ideas. A rabbit trail is a digression.
Yeah, it's like you scatter
Here,
out.
I was like trying to freaking call him out, and now I've been called out
You have.
in a very real way, and I appreciate that.
I have a question about the Lillian phaser.
Okay.
So we talked about booth girls before
Yes.
and sexism.
Yes.
We talk about
We talked about it on my show.
We talk about how dumb it is
Yeah.
to like call guitars her and whatever. How do you feel about pedals that are named like a woman's name? Is
That's a weird name for a pedal.
well? There's the
A
Lillian
woman's-
and
a
so
woman's
like the
name.
Lillian and the Julia. Like,
Yeah.
is that weird?
I guess they don't have any pedals in that series that have men's names.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm thinking.
Like, there's no
Mi-
Greg.
Oh, what about the walrus
Meisner.
Fred? Oh no, that's red. Never mind.
They should go either or, like hurricanes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, dude.
Meisner, that was a dude.
'Cause
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't,
it's got a
I
dude
didn't
on
feel
it.
weird. Yeah,
dude.
but I
And
didn't
what's
even
the-
feel
what was
weird
the
about it.
fuzz?
Like with the
Fuzz
Julia,
has a dude on it too.
Oh, the Iron Horse.
but once they put two, then it's like it's kind of weird now.
It's got
in
a
my
C
mind.
in it.
Easy.
The Centaur has a man on it, but that's not a walrus pedal.
Yeah,
We're talking
who
about-
are you?
We're targeted on walrus right now.
We just want to
which
attack
is
one
dangerous
company
ground
at a
for me
time.
because they hire me to do stuff.
I think it's very different.
Well, I think it's worth thinking about.
for
You
some
watch, like,
reason,
I don't think there's a right
I don't
or wrong
think
answer.
anyone ever refers to pedals as she.
That's
Yeah,
what
they-
that's
people
what I'm
don't-
saying.
So
but
for
like,
some reason, it seems less. But I don't think like giving someone a
no one
a
names their
woman's
pedal.
name
Well,
like
here's why-
Lucille.
is even.
let me give
similar to
myself a
objectifying.
counterpoint. I think
Oh,
it's
that's
cool.
old Lucille, my
I
DS1.
think maybe it's cool. I think it's cool because
I feel that.
like Lillian is what, like a pilot, right?
Yeah,
So it's not like some like pinup girl or something.
right. No,
And it wouldn't be
Yeah.
okay if it
the
was.
illustration of
I'm not saying it would be worse if
is
it was
of
a
like
pinup
a
girl. Like
very,
it's
like,
cool that it's a pilot. Like
cool, powerful looking character.
there's nothing wrong with things
Why is being a pilot better than being a pinup girl?
because it objectively better.
I think that women can. I think that women can.
like a better
woman
job.
chooses-
I think that women can do whatever job they want. Aaron,
Just because they make more money as a pilot?
I think they can too,
you don't
but
know
I
that
think
pilots don't make great money all
Are
the
you
time.
saying that one is more respectable than the other? Is
I
what
think
you're
that
saying?
imaginary women created by men in cartoons are better when they're pilots than pinup girls.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I can get behind that.
You wiggled your way out of that one.
I sure.
Okay,
busted.
okay. Next
All right.
question.
All right.
One of my most interesting booths was the Ibanez booth
You had multiple booths?
with all of the tube screamers in a row from historically.
Okay.
All of the what? Oh, the tube streamers. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I personally love a
Welcome
tube
back.
screamer. I realize it's a polarizing pedal. My good friend Grant from Big Ear Pedals violently hates the tube screamer. And
I didn't know that about Green.
As a
Yeah.
pedal or like all the culture
as a
around it?
sound.
Okay.
He does
It
not.
is a weird sounding.
he
pedal
does
if
not.
You really think about
he
it.
does not find it
Appealing.
nice.
Yeah.
I do own personally a 1981 tube screamer from that year, and I think that it sounds
but
different.
okay.
I played it for Grant. We played it next to some other tube screamers. He said, "I agree with you. I think this sounds different. You have the first good tube screamer that I've heard." And
He's
I don't
just
know.
Being nice.
I don't know what it. No, he's still like he brings it up. He's like, I mean, it's not like your tube screamer, you know. It's like so. Anyway, I don't know if a tube screamer is a polarizing subject or if it's just like I see a tube screamer as just like that's a part of guitar. It's like Marshall or Fender or Gibson or you know like it's just like so ingrained in history. I wanted to see if you guys
Matt, let me
had
run-
any
the
opinions
reason-
on
I
the
think
tube
it's
screamer.
like-
If you had like a favorite era.
Matt, let me run an idea by you. What do you think of a pedal called the Tune Screamer? Because it has now just stay with me. It
Hit me with
has
it. Hit me.
both
Matt just threw up a little bit.
both a tuner and a tube screamer because both are necessary on every board.
Yeah, so it's all you need, really.
What do you think
I
about
don't
that
trust
idea,
it.
though, as a pedal?
The
And the name, the
Tune
Tune
Screamer.
Screamer.
No, do not back it.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
I wouldn't
I'm
trust it.
Super glad that I did not.
What about the tune screamer? And it can be like
cartoon?
Yeah, cartoon thing.
So it's got like,
Screaming
the
cartoons.
Animaniacs on it.
yeah. Or like I was thinking the Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toon Adventures, yeah.
yeah.
Like the Dookie pedal.
Yeah, we saw that
Exactly.
too. That was cool.
The
If they
Dookie, the
came
Dookie
out-
pedal was sick, and
they came
I am
looks
personally
amazing.
jazzed.
If they came out with a Tiny Toons licensed line of pedals, people would buy the crap out of that.
So to answer
Came
your
out with
question,
Simpsons.
Animaniacs, Muppet Babies, yeah. We
we've
could
been-
start
I
a
have
whole pedal
historically-
line just based on that era of.
I have historically been on record as saying that tube screamers are stupid and
Vocally.
hating them.
I
but
I love
every time I
emotional
play one,
responses. Yes, this is great.
It's like, oh, this like works. Like
Here's-
not every time, but when I play one, it's like, oh, this works.
Part
And
of what it is,
part of
I
it's that
think
everyone clones it, right? Like that's mostly
we
what I
react to,
hate.
like the culture around tube screamers. That
True.
it's like, couldn't we give it a rest already with
Yeah,
the modded
seriously.
tube screamers and like playing our freaking blues licks and crap like that? Like
Tube screamers are so enormously played out in boutique pedals, which you guys
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's
It's
your
the
guys'
same
world.
because they sell.
I
That's your
feel the
guys'
same
world.
way
Yeah,
about Shimmer.
everyone wants to keep buying it.
It's
yeah,
the same
right.
thing with Shimmer Reverb. It's
Yeah,
like
it's garbage,
We
yeah.
get it already. It was a cool thing before it was just on
I
every
mean, we
board
don't need
and
any more
everyone-
big muffs either.
But it's kind of the same with the Strat too. Like everyone makes like a Strat copy, but then when you go back and actually look at a Strat and like pick it up and feel it, and you look at the lines and like how it's made, and it's like a really freaking great design.
we know you got
What
a
did you name your
Strat,
Strat?
No,
by
I
the
think the
way.
Tube Screamer is the same.
Strat
What'd
is
you name your
fresh.
Strat?
Yeah.
I think the Tube Screamer is kind of the same, where it's like you get this idea of a Tube Screamer and everyone's making a copy and you're like over it. But then when you actually get down to it and like plug it in, it does a thing that it does really well.
My thought on what a tube screamer does is that every tube screamer I've used, like at home,
I named my Strat Rat Bastard, by the way.
Nice, dude.
like every one I've used
Is it
at
a woman?
home for
The
just
ST is
jamming,
silent.
I just hate it at home. It sounds awful at home. It sounds
Right.
like your clean signal blended with like a really light fizzy distortion.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
feel
weird.
that. I feel that.
But once you're in a live
You gotta
scenario
crank it.
and
Yeah.
you're hitting a cranked amp with
That-
it fits into a band mix like
They're-
beautifully.
It's perfect
Because
for that.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
perfect.
because it's this huge mid boost basically, and so it makes
Especially with a Strat or Jazzmaster.
But they
you
suck
know,
at home,
any
right?
like single coil or anything.
They sound awful when
because
you're
that's not what you want. You want a ton
Yeah.
of low end when you're the only one playing.
At
because
home,
otherwise it just sounds empty. You know.
at home like a big nasty distortion with the mid scooped out sounds awesome.
Yeah,
With a little delay
or
on
like
there.
at home, a big muff sounds amazing, but
Yeah.
sometimes it just disappears in the mix. You know,
Yeah.
because it's so low heavy.
Solo.
Because it got dumps like a truck. If you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
I do.
So,
Let me see that
Go
dong.
better. Baby, make it booty go better.
Yo, dong, da dong, dong, dong.
I'm not this for the last time, Aaron. That's not going to happen. Okay,
the
Matt,
song
you had
goes,
another
right?
question for us?
This is great. You're
Oh, I thought you had.
no. Oh, no. I was thinking of something earlier. I was like,
Matt looked supremely annoyed that I.
no. I wasn't annoyed.
Should we ask you questions?
I just
now?
hadn't thought of a question.
Which of us is your favorite?
So I like Tube Screamers. Go back to Tube Screamers.
Let's go back to Tube Screamers.
Have you guys ever tried running a preamp boost in front of a Tube Screamer? Like an EP booster, micro amp,
Just kind of
pick
a
your
Are we
favorite.
workshopping a new pedal for you right
Clean
now?
boost?
Is that
No.
what's happening? I'm just
What do you guys think about
I
running
am
it
working
after,
on,
though?
I am working on a boost right now, but
very cool.
And part of that is in the idea of that I think a boost is so necessary in every guitar rig and makes pedals, especially such as Tube Screamers. It like to me fixes the low end. It adds a thickness that is, like I understand limiting low end and making a guitar sound good while overdriven, like the Tube Screamer does. But to me, adding like slamming it on the front like makes it everything better.
we
Like
all nodded.
Dude, slamming it on the front makes it better. We can all
yes,
agree
thank
on that.
you, thank you
But
for
the back's
for
good
your,
too.
Yes.
Have
So,
you guys? Ever
I
messed
have
with
a
that?
boost from
or do you have a favorite
Solid
boost?
Gold.
Yeah, that's my question.
Have you played? That's what the BC 108, 138.
I never remember the name
It's
because
the BC 183. So it's the BC 1. It's based
Okay.
on that chip, right?
I
Is
haven't
that a
played
chip?
it yet. Yeah. It's a transistor.
Transistor. Okay. So it's based on that. So it's like a super clean boost. It gets crazy loud, and it just adds like a ton of kind of low end, tight, low fat, and tight.
I feel that. I
Fat
haven't-
low end.
I haven't tried it, but I want to already now.
Yeah, it's really
hearing,
cool.
Hearing you talk about it, yes.
So that thing makes every overdrive that I have sound better. Like I put it in front of a big muff, it sounds better. I put it in front of like distortions that I love, it sounds better. Put it in front of like light overdrives and they sound better. So I think that answers your question.
So a weird thing that I always do is
Cool. I love it.
not a
Have you
weird
played
thing.
that?
Yeah.
I almost always put boost after big muff, fuzz, distortion, any kind of like higher gain. I like boost after it.
Okay.
Like the Big Ear, the Loaf, one of my favorite fuzzes. With a boost after it, it's like just is perfect.
Yeah, I like boosts that have like a little bit of like a preamp thing going on. It like adds something to it.
Yeah. It's I feel like as guitar players, like I am always trying to like find that thing that makes my thing, and I think the boost pedals are really a unique way to get there in making your other pedals.
You want to know what's a really good sounding unconventional like preampy kind of boost that I use? The
DoD 250.
Nope.
Oh.
That's a
I
classic.
said,
I love
that's not an unconventional. That's essential.
It's conventional.
The EHX Electro-Harmonics, if you don't know what that stands for. Also, I said it really weird. EHX. The memory toy, which is a delay. Mm-hmm. But if you turn the mix of the delay all the way down, it gives you this nice, like soft, like almost like 2.5 decibel like preamp boost. But it sounds really good. Where sometimes I'll put it on my board and just leave it on with the mix all the way down to get like this preampy sort of like warmth that it brings.
You know, the first time I saw someone use a preamp in that way was one of those like tiny Gaiatone pedals, and a buddy had the tremolo pedal, and he would do the same thing. He would turn the tremolo effect off, but he would be like, listen to it on and listen to it off, and I'd be like, oh, I can hear that, and it's awesome. Yes.
The memory toy just makes it
that's super
better.
Cool.
And it's a small pedal, and they're cheap, and it's like...
those are just like noisy and,
I like it as a delay.
Problematic, yes, but very cool sounding, you know, at the same time.
I tend to stack drives the same way, where I'll put cleaner boost towards the end, just because, especially like heading into something super compressed like a fuzz, it's already so compressed that adding any more level coming in isn't going to change the output as much.
Yeah, most fuzzes are better with less level on the way in. You know, it's like you turn down your guitar, it's cooler. You know, like
because it's already like railed on the way out.
Here's something I've always wondered on that subject of like turning down your guitar before hitting a fuzz, because it does sound better a lot of time. Why isn't it common for there to be fuzz pedals that have a passive volume in the circuit, so when you turn it on, like it's already turning down your input volume?
Yes, that's interesting. I think it's due to
cut that out and patent that idea.
The impedance.
Not with you.
It's like the impedance of the circuit
is
what it is. But yes, there could be some correction in there, I think.
Like you could have a knob that's like your guitar volume before it hits the circuit. And it's like so it would be like setting if you're just turning down your guitar, but you don't have to turn down your guitar because it's the same setting every time, and you're just turning the pedal on and off to get that sound.
I think you're onto something.
I mean, there's no reason it wouldn't work.
Cool.
I'm
gonna text Josh Scott right now and tell him that's what we need to release.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, Josh. He listens to this, every day.
I know.
He listens every day.
He listens to every episode 7 days in a row until the next one comes out.
Does he listen to it all day?
Yeah.
Wow.
He listens to it like 24 and a half.
My favorite thing to do at NAMM when like fans would come up and like start talking to me like, "Oh man, I listen to your show all the time." I was like, "All the time?" And they'd be like, "Yeah." Like in the shower,
They're like all
in
the
bed.
time.
Like that's too much.
Here's
dude.
a trivia question for you.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Does it sound snooty when I said that when fans come up and talk to me? It sounds.
No, it sounds.
I feel weird.
It's a little
when I
weird.
say
Yeah,
I feel weird when I say stuff.
It doesn't sound snooty. It sounds like super douchebag.
Yeah.
Like terrible person.
I don't want to be that person.
But not really. It doesn't.
And yet
you don't want to
are.
have fans.
Here I am.
I mean, our fans don't talk to us, so
And
we don't have that problem. Yeah, our fans hate us. They love us. Do you know why some Electro-Harmonics pedals are fully powder coated, colored all around? Like there's white, and some are not.
I don't.
I asked the guy today because I really wanted to know.
And he gave a
And
BS answer.
Shut your mouth.
He did.
You don't know that.
You don't know that he didn't.
I don't have to prove that he didn't. Boom, lawyered. He said because they have like a bunch of designers, so whoever designs the pedal just chooses how they want it. And that's the only reason.
Cool story.
Isn't that crazy?
It's not crazy.
My mind was blown.
It's like that's exactly what I would think like the answer would be.
But you would
It is
never know
weird.
that
They
until you ask.
It is weird though because it's
They
very
just-
common. Like how many pedal makers? The vast majority of pedal makers have like a consistent style. From
Oh,
pedal to
EHX is
pedal.
all over the map.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
EHX,
With
there's
art.
no consistency whatsoever.
Well, it is like they have like 10 different guys. Like certain pedals have like the same sort of thing going on. Like
Yeah,
you
there's just like it's not really series, but like the green what's it called and the
I love the green. What's it called?
You're talking about the Green River? Drive?
yes,
East River Drive?
Yeah.
that's the one. And
People
Yeah.
crap on the,
The
canyon.
glove.
That's like a photograph on it, basically.
and the
People crap on the canyon. I love
and the soul food
the art
like
on the canyon.
they seem like they were the artwork was designed at the same time. Like, is there a third one?
Of
That's
what?
that's a drive pedal that
Well,
like
there was
whoever
the
did-
glove. So those three came out at the same time.
Yeah.
and they all have a similar aesthetic, right? But then
Yeah.
like the canyon is like it's like cartooning, it's vibrant, it's very different.
I would have expected the answer to be more something like that, like an era thing.
Yes.
Like,
But they
up
put 'em out
until-
back to back.
Up until a certain point, most EHX pedals were not powder coated.
That's
on
why
sides,
the
right?
real answer is interesting. Because you would expect it to make sense.
Or maybe it's
But
just
the answer
not true,
is
maybe.
it just doesn't make sense. There's no reason.
That's just how the answer is. That's
The
just
answer
how
is
they did it.
exactly. There is no answer.
Their old stuff is so cool though. Like the older Big Muffs had their like that smooth silver, and like the side
like
the side of
yeah,
like a
like
memory
aluminum.
toy is like it just looks like unfinished.
looks trash.
You know,
It is weird, but it is like yeah.
Like the side of an old Big Muff is like, whoa, that's cool. You know, like one of the silver ones.
Yeah.
You like rats, right, Matt?
I do love rats. I was gonna
Did you ever
add
keep one
this.
as a pet?
Have you played the flat iron, the new
I was
EHX one?
gonna add this. I haven't
go
talked
for
to
it.
many people about this. From my personal
Don't worry, nobody
Instagram
listens to
account,
this.
I've been
Not at this point.
I've been trolling the Electro-Harmonix
Oh, very nice.
Flat Iron Fuzz posts a little bit.
Really?
I don't know. I feel like they're doing it really wrong, and I think it's funny that they're re-releasing a Rat 2. But I feel like even if you are gonna release a Rat 2,
Explain why
like,
that's funny to you.
Yeah. Why does that make
versus-
you laugh?
that's a weird era of Rat to re-release. That's gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna come out with a new car company. I'm gonna re-release like a '92 Saturn. You know, like
Yeah.
Right,
it's just
right.
like a weird.
There's
It's
no-
like it's kind of like re-releasing like a '99 DS1.
yeah. It's an odd thing to
Yeah,
re-release.
or like we're going back to making them in Taiwan.
Like
we did.
yeah. It's I don't get it. Like and then they talk about how they improved it in some ways. I still have not even
The
played
best
one.
part, I wish I could remember the exact.
We
words.
heard the dude.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
is it-
I
Cole
was
goes.
like, "Oh, this is the pedal. It's like a rat, right?"
He's like, well, it's our take on the rat.
"No."
Is it-
First, he said, "No,
yeah.
it's a fuzz," and I was like, "But isn't it basically a rat too?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's basically a rat." And I was like,
Well, is it a rat too, or is it a rat
as well.
as well?
I mean,
A
they're
rat
It's
talking,
as
also
well.
a rat too.
they're talking
And that-
about
but-
how
It's
it's
a
a
rat
rat
too as
too.
well.
They're talking about the LM308 chip. They're talking about all these things, and then they don't say anything about how it's a rat. And so, like,
Yeah.
I'll comment things like, because it's just like, I'll pass it in my Instagram feed and be like, you guys, is this even a rat or what? Like
oh, rats. That's a pedal.
and I'll comment on other, like, those are still on their posts on Instagram.
"You should Photoshop." You know the "Is it a hot dog?"
Yeah,
app from Silicon
yeah.
Valley. You should do like "Is it a rat?" and have a picture. Of
And
that.
so, like, I kind of joke on it
Thanks for
because
laughing,
people give me that line all the time, and I very like much advocate where my pedal came from, and you know I'm not like shy about that.
Right.
But I feel like the way that they're bringing it out is just weird. It just
Yeah.
like doesn't make
really
it's
weird.
like the thing that's weird about it is like, okay, you chose to remake a pedal that has no like, I don't know, no nostalgia or no real like following, or nobody has any affinity for it, and then you also choose not to. Like, why did they remake a Rat 2?
Exactly,
If it's a
exactly.
pedal that nobody really wants, and also they're not even going to talk about the fact that it's a Rat 2.
It's like they were just thinking, you know, maybe we'll sell a handful of these, and that's fine. And it just kind of like is, I don't know why it like
I think
it
EHX
just
like,
bothers me.
They just
I don't know
try
why.
everything. They throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. you
Exactly.
know?
Yeah. So it feels like slightly offensive to me as a lover of rat pedals that they would do this to the rat pedal, to that circuit.
Yeah,
that they would
throw
like
they're trolling you.
That they would throw it against the wall and like just not care. Yeah,
they're trolling rat lovers. They're like, not only are we going to put out the worst rat, but we're not even going to talk about how it's
like
a rat.
I don't know why it just like bothers me intrinsically. I don't know.
The thing, it sounds really good though.
It does.
Oh, they put out the worst rat. Such garbage sounds.
It did sound good, like super loud through the amp with like a professional musician playing it.
They did talk about how they made it better than the rat too.
Professional musician.
You think he was there of his own?
You know, if they really wanted
without being paid.
if EHX wanted to be honest, they would have just had some garbage bedroom player out there demoing this thing, showing it what it really sounds like.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they do that?
They're lying.
What are you hiding, EHX?
They're liars.
They're too busy suing China.
Show us the emails.
They sued the whole country of China.
The entire continent of China.
I have one theory on why they would be weird about talking about the rat. Is that EHX? I mean, they came up in the '70s with Proco. You know, they probably like know those guys. They're probably like friends. They probably like got lunch at NAMM this year.
Can we talk about how weird Proco is?
Proco is super weird.
Yeah. They have.
I can't think of a more disconnected
4 variations of one.
They have
pedal.
so many pedals though.
Oh, but then they
like
also
weird
have
stuff.
other like.
But then,
like audio stuff.
No,
but like in
it's
the
all
same
like
box,
DI boxes and stuff. Like
yeah,
that.
but there's like a box that's like I don't know. It's like a talk back thing, like says like a stop, so it like mutes your mic or whatever.
Yeah, like a cough button or something.
Right?
Yeah, like weird stuff.
And
but
like,
it's all in the same enclosure.
They got the cable with the rat pedal built in it.
Yeah, they got the rat.
But they
cable.
never went like. Maybe we should take a stab at like a
different, not a rat,
like an overdrive.
But they're probably like.
Let's make another rat.
Like we have no interest.
Because
in
what do they got?
making
They got
more
the
pedals.
rat. They got the turbo rat, the double rat, you dirty rat, fat rat,
the brat.
Dude, the brat. What's that?
It's
a brat.
It's a pink label rat.
Oh, nice.
But they double printed a side piece of plastic, and I think on the other side it's the you dirty rat.
Oh.
And they just changed like a small component or something like that. But it came out at the same time. Yeah.
But they were never like, we should call like George Trips and have him like make a new pedal for us. You know, like I don't know.
We'll just
like,
keep doing this.
They could put anything in that enclosure.
Did he work for Proco?
No.
Oh, I was like, did he make the rat?
Just like a classic
Yeah,
dude,
just like
you know,
some
just
guy.
like
Yeah,
anybody.
get the dude.
like
Hire
a guy with an ear that knows how to make circuits.
They sell so many rats. Like it's like a top legendary pedal that like almost everyone has owned at some point. And like they don't take a stab at making any other.
If they came out with literally probably anything right now, it would sell because it's like, oh, this is from the company that made a rat, and it's not a rat.
Like morbid curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Proco made a reverb.
Yeah. Can you imagine the
Dude, if
reverb
Proco
like
made
in
a
that
what
rat
if Proco
enclosure?
made a flanger?
They should call it the what the.
What if Proco made a flanger? Would that be big?
I think no.
Yeah, flangers.
A flanger is never going to be big. That's
Stop
my
trying to
point.
make flange happen.
A great big one knob phaser in the rat box.
Imagine any modulation in the rat box. It just seems so
I don't
weird.
know. I don't know about that. I'm trying to think of what else at NAMM. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Tube Screamer throughout history.
Yeah, it was a cool exhibit.
I am really like I would personally right now buy the Vemoram Tube Screamer.
You know what?
I'm like I haven't even heard it.
No, I filmed the demo of it, and
I want it.
It sounded great.
I'm sure it does.
I know how much it's going to be.
I trust those guys.
$400.
It's not the first time.
Is that more?
There's
Less?
been a similar.
Oh, do you know?
Wait, it is more. No, it's more than that.
Okay.
Higher. Go higher.
It's not the first
More?
time there's been a similar display in a
Like
booth.
700?
It's not 700.
Like 600?
I'm
like-
not. I don't want to get in trouble. Well,
Okay,
this
that's
is gonna
fine.
come out like
You don't have to say.
The guy was just like.
I didn't know you actually knew.
The
I'm
guy
gonna start
said,
saving up. I don't care how much it is.
The guy said he didn't want to say in the video because he knows people are going to react poorly to it,
Oh, okay.
and he didn't
That's
want
a
it to
lot.
be. He didn't want it to be that kind of video.
Right.
Let me just
That
say,
makes sense.
I love Vemoram. I love Free the Tone. Have you guys played their String Slinger Overdrive?
I've never played any of their stuff. I just
It
look at
is-
the
They
boxes
look cool.
and I think they're pretty.
It kind of blew my mind. just like nuance, attention to detail. Have you guys ever played the Shin's Dumbleoid pedal with the like the old school like P-Touch on it?
No,
and it's
but
like
I was talking to a guy
$700
yesterday, Oliver from Fender, and he said he's
It's
obsessed
phenomenal.
with that pedal.
It's phenomenal.
That he has it.
Okay, so all those are great. All those are like these like very Japanese companies that just have this crazy attention to detail where they're like, I picture these guys like making samurai swords and then coming over and like soldering some
Folding
pedals,
one of the
you
swords
know,
into
like
a tube screamer case.
yeah. So that's why I'm super
That's what
interested.
they'll come out with next year.
Yeah,
a
dude.
samurai sword tube screamer.
Hattori Hanzo tube screamer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm super. So that's why I'm super interested in the Vemoram.
I thought it was cool. And like,
It's such a cool collab.
You only see the shots of the front of it, so you can see like the case design, like that kind of metal shimmer thing going on.
I don't even like it aesthetically. I'm just interested in what it would sound like.
Something really cool about it. I don't even know what they do, but there's 2 holes drilled in the back of it for trim pots. So you can access the trim pots.
I feel that.
Without opening it up.
That's crazy.
I think it was like a body trim pot and like probably a gate or something like that. I don't know.
Love
or
it.
make a volume.
Do you think they had the?
What do you mean they?
It's a very similar display to Boss. In Boss's booth, they had like a wall that had every Boss pedal in history from like in order of when they were released. I wonder if those ideas just
Hey,
have,
Aaron,
like
make more noise while you're moving around.
and also stand up when we're like 2 minutes away from being done.
Oh, it's the same.
Finally. Jeez.
Okay.
I love tube screamers, but Boss is like my heart. Boss is like that's my. I have a personal Boss collection. That's the only line of pedals
Wait,
that
you
I
own your
collect.
own Boss pedals?
What?
You own your own Boss pedals?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Dude,
Got a couple
your own
tuners.
Boss pedal.
I rent all mine.
Don't worry about
it's
it.
just a coincidence that those 2 displays are very similar, right? I mean, because it's.
I mean, any company that's been making pedals, like
I think
a
they
long
have-
time.
They have a similar. They have a similar
the
history.
Tube
Yes,
Screamer,
I
it's
don't.
Because
I don't think they
Tube
copied
Screamer
each
is because
other's-
it was the 40th anniversary, right?
I think so.
Yeah, it was
because that's
something
the
like
red
that.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that must have been it. And the Boss one is just like the obvious thing. Like they should do that at every NAMM, and then you'll see how it grows or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
I do love Boss. I personally want to bring back as much Boss as possible. You know, like things left in the past, and I feel like there's just such a history there. And
What do you think of JHS's?
I love
pedal?
it. I love it.
The Clover thing. What is it called?
Oh yeah,
I thought you meant
the
the Angry
FA1, the FA1. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I love the take on
It's like a headphone amp.
approaching the tone controls. I love the XLR out on the side. I think it's super cool.
I want to go check it out myself tomorrow.
Like honestly, because if it had all of the tone controls and no way to like bypass that, I would be skeptical of it. But the fact that you can bypass it, it's like he's acknowledging like, yeah, this makes it kind of weird and different.
Yeah. One of my favorite.
I played it and it sounds really cool.
One of my
I've enjoyed
favorite
it at
like
least.
guitar
I
tones
believe
that
that it will.
I've ever had is taking a. I don't know. I know it's based on like a little headphone amp that like you wear on your belt or whatever that Boss made, but I'm curious about it because one of my favorite guitar tones is I'd take a Roland Microcube, and I would put it onto the microphone setting, and like crank the gain on it, and it's just this nasty, crazy like torn speaker sort of sound, and I'm always trying to chase that in pedal form, and I'm wondering like if it'll kind of deliver in that direction, like this raspy, thin, like bright torn speaker sort of. So I want to go check it out tomorrow.
I think that's super cool. I don't think that this will do that.
Oh, really?
I picked up an FA1, a vintage one, recently, and it blew my mind in the best way. I am a lover of boost and preamp and like all those kinds of things we talked about earlier. But like, man, the FA1 is so sweet.
He's like leaning back.
He
and
just took his
eyes,
pants off.
His
It's
eyes
so
are rolling
good.
around in his head.
That's-
I can't
My
even,
joke, my pants.
I
thing
can't
was
even
a
talk
joke,
about
but
how good it
what
is.
Ryan said is actually true.
Yeah,
I can't even deny that. It's so good.
One thing that's like striking when you look at that Boss display, I mean, it's obviously they have a ton of pedals, but at the same time, there's so many that I've never, maybe not that I've never heard of, but that I'm not even positive what they do or that aren't talked about hardly at all. You know, I mean, in the current lineup, there's kind of just a handful of Boss pedals that are that anyone's buying with any regularity, right?
Yeah.
And so
I'm always trying to pick up the weird ones. I mean, you know, like the PN2 tremolo is amazing. Running it on the panning mode, but mono, is super fun. The slow gear, the vibrato, the Dimension C. I love the reissue this year.
The slow gear and the Dimension C were both, like, I had an MS3 for a long time. That Boss multi-effects unit. And
I like the MS3. Yeah, I think it's cool.
Oh, did you have an MS3?
Do you know how many presets it has? 200. Biatch.
Did you sell that?
Yeah. I regret it every day.
I would buy your MS3.
Dude, that's
we got to build a wall.
That's kind of a running gag that I was so obsessed with it for so long.
We got to build a wall to
like
keep that MS3 out.
Piece in my system. But the slow gear and the Dimension C were two effects that were constantly, because leading up to the release of that, there wasn't a full effects list, and there is a slow gear in the MS3.
Slow gear?
And so many people were so stoked about that. And so
I am really working on a slow gear-ish inspired thing that's going to have rad. It's going to have more than that to it, because
is it going to be a fast gear?
I don't no. I don't think a slow gear does enough to deserve a spot on a pedal board, but I also think it's so cool.
Yeah. It deserves a spot in a multi-effects unit.
Yeah,
switch
totally.
it to a preset that has it, you know.
Because
it totally makes sense.
My thought on a pedal board, and okay, so just to clarify, I currently have a slow gear on my pedal board. But even if you have a space on your pedal board,
he doesn't deserve it. You want to make it clear that
it's partially because it's my favorite looking.
You look at
pedal
it every
ever.
day, and you don't deserve to be here.
It is way cool looking.
And honestly, like, so my Boss collection over the years, like I think I've drastically underpaid for all of them, and I just waited. I waited forever to find the Boss vibrato, and I found one with like it didn't have the original bottom plate, and I got it for super cheap. And just stuff like that, where I'm like, I can use this stuff.
Just throw it away. Yeah. It's worthless now.
And
bottom plate.
I've got this.
So the slow gear doesn't make sense. Even if you have space for a slow gear, why wouldn't you put something else that does something
more
different
else?
Yeah,
more.
I was feeling like I've owned a bunch of slow gear clones, or
they're not the same. Yeah,
but like I feel like that style of pedal, like there's actually just like such a slight usable range between the two knobs, where it actually does the thing that you're trying to do. I don't have anywhere I'm going with that.
I want to. My goal is to very much widen that scope.
Like a slow gear that with more features that you can like go crazy with.
The speed, there's a lot of things I want to do with it. But I do love.
What if there was a slow gear where
I love the spirit of what the slow gear does.
Where like you get different waveforms as it ramps up. So like instead of just ramping up and ramping down smooth, it's almost like a tremolo where it's like.
That would be sick. Yeah.
You know, or like it squares up.
That reminds me of Gears. What you just said,
like arpeggiates.
No, it's just called Gear.
Done.
That reminds me of Gears.
Is that okay?
It has to be too.
Wait,
what is happening?
Yeah.
I don't know how much you got. Who's editing this?
I think it's time.
Nobody. We don't.
Yeah, you guys. It's time to go to sleep.
So what we always say at the end of our episodes,
the gear factory he used to work at, where you make giant gears,
is thanks for friendship, because that's what we're all about. That sounds really stupid and cheesy, but we do say thanks for friendship. So if you want to say it,
we just want you guys to know that you're genuinely our friends. And
shut your mouth, son of a biatch. Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Yeah, thanks for friendship.
Yeah, why not?
We don't say thanks for friendship.
As long as
we told you what to say.
As long as the chat clears.
You guys know I followed you guys on Instagram during this podcast.
I saw that you tagged us.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
That's a cool.
Dude, we're about
don't worry.
It's a cool photo.